Hey everybody, welcome to Repetitions and Routine, day number 54. We are checking these days off one by one. Today we have a little bit of a lower intensity day. However, we should still be building quite a lot of heat because it is super core focused. The only piece of equipment that you will need is a weighted ball if you have one. If you do not have one, don't worry about it. You can have a dumbbell handy, or you can just take a regular playground ball. So we are going to start with a little bit of a warm up. Go ahead and start on your hands and knees, curl the toes under, and then sit back on your heels. Roll your shoulders back and down, tuck your chin. We're going to roll our right ear to right shoulder. Open up through your scalene, so the neck muscles on the left. Tuck your chin in and roll to the right. Open the chest, roll those shoulders back. Again, tuck your chin, roll to the right. And then tuck and roll to the left. Perfect. And then come on forward onto your hands and knees. Release the toes, and we're just going to make little circles with the whole body. So you're going to bring your shoulders up over the wrists, work through some movement in the hips. Go ahead and contract and grab the core, and then reverse your direction. So get some rotation around through those hip joints and through the pelvis, and then up over those wrists. We are going to be on a 1-minute timer with 20-second transitions. So it's going to be a nice little time to take a break and gear up for our next set. And we're only going 2 rounds through. All right, come back onto your heels. We're going to turn our hands the other way, just back by us. We are going to be starting off with a bird dog. We have some planks, boats, single leg bridges. We'll do some side plank crunches, a banana boat, a ball walk. So that's where we're going to use our ball. We'll plank off the ball, and then we'll crunch and throw the ball. So if at any point you need to stay off of your wrist, then feel free. You can just switch your movements, and I'll give you alternates for that. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Set your hands right underneath your shoulders. Nice big wide spread open fingertips, knees right underneath your toes. We're going to start off with our bird dog, so we're going to do an entire minute on one side. If this is too much on your wrists, then turn over onto your back and you're going to do a dead bug. All right, ready, set, and go. So we have an entire minute to build some heat, as well as really set in and check what's going on with our pelvis and the upper body. So while we're extending and while we're crunching in, we're trying to keep the hips as level as possible, trying not to lose or shift our hips one way or the other. We've had a lot of isometric training this week. We're going to keep it going. It really is a super effective way to build tone, to build strength, health, and it's a lot less impact and stress on your joints. So it's a good way to keep working, keep training, but not have quite as much going on through load through the joints. Only 4 seconds left. Your core should be heated up. Time. Hinge back. We're going to take a little child's pose. Go ahead and bring your body back up. Find those hands and knees. All right, the next one, you're going to go to the other side. Find your core, extend, and then crunch. So there's never a point that you're not holding flexion through the abdomen. Work with your breath. See if you can figure out whether or not those hips stay level. Can you feel whether or not they're neutral? Most of the time it means we're going to need to drop that lifting hip. Tuck and lock through the core. See if you can get your bicep all the way up by the ear. Big, big flexions. Feel the back contract as you extend your glute. We're working both the posterior chain and the front side of the body. 3 seconds and time. All right, push into a downward facing dog. From here, we're going to move into a plank. If you do not plank, then I'll have you do crunches the other direction from the floor. All right, go ahead and bring your body forward. Drop down onto your forearms and tuck through, finding flexion through the entire torso. How fast can you build the heat? Pull the elbows back toward your toes. Stay flexed through the glutes. Tuck and tighten under that rib cage. Enjoy deep, even breaths. Perfect. See if you can figure out if your hips are in line with your shoulders. So they're not sagging, but they're not poking up either. Feel like you're wrapping the trunk all the way around. Shoulder heads are hovered just up past your elbow crease. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We're going to flip it over and hit a boat. Start by lying on your back. Hug your knees into your chest real quick. Tuck in with your chin. When the timer goes off, we're going to roll ourselves up and find our balance in our boat here. So kick in. Try to get your shins parallel to the ground, and then you round. So tuck that chin, round in. See how much pull and grab and connection you can get into the belly. There will be a little bit of rocking back and forth. That's good. It actually makes your core have to work just a little harder. Good job. Tighten, tuck, flex, and tone. We slow it down and we have time to just build your flexions, even rolling those shoulder heads down. Feel engagement through the arms. Flex deep through that core. Keep tightening. See if you can find your obliques. All right, lower down. Set your feet on the ground. Let your knees rock to the left and then to the right. And then we're going to set up for a glute bridge. So we have our 2 minutes with a little break between. So go ahead and set your hips up into a glute bridge. If you can, lift one leg. We are going to attempt to hold the single leg for an entire minute. I will call 30 seconds if you would like to switch, or you can just set the leg down and finish out the minute with me with both legs on the ground. So we've got the glutes here going, of course, but a big part, okay, there's 30 seconds down, we have 30 to go. A big part of this is the core. It's super easy to lose track of the pelvis, to let the core go and just over push the hips toward the ceiling. But we want to focus on that neutral pelvis still as much as possible. Build that burn. Keep it going. You can do it. Flex. We made it. All right, set both feet down. I'm going to hold my hips with both feet. Belly stays locked. And then we're going to gear up for that second side. Again, find those isometric flexions and lift. Isometric is definitely not easier. It takes a lot more mental power, at least for me. I have to keep checking in. Could I flex anymore? Could I tighten and contract anymore? When you're lifting or lugging weights, obviously the resistance is built in for you. So you have to force the body to work harder. And that's not our body's natural tendency. Okay, halfway, 30 seconds down. Relax through the neck and the jaw and the forehead. Flex through the core, the glute on the pushing leg, quad on your lifted leg. Set that pelvis, keep it rolling. Come on, we got it, we got it. Time. All right, set your hips down, tuck your knees in, roll your knees around one direction and then the other. All right, we're going to go into our side plank. This time we're going to do it supported, unless you want to go on into your full plank on your elbow. You're going to tuck your knee and elbow together. So we're going to go 30 seconds here, and then we're going to do a leg extension for 30, but we're going to stay on the same side. Push the hips forward, lock in through the belly. So now we're moving just like we did with our bird dog, but we still need to hold isometric flexions in the rest of the body. That supporting leg, arm, and back. All right, now we're just going to go through lateral lifts. So just lift your legs straight up and down. Flex the toes up towards your knees. Point your toe slightly toward the ground so that you're lifting through the abductor. Right here, we got those the other day with our band. 3, 2, and 1. Flip it over. We'll take a little second first. If your back starts pulling, remember, that's an indication that the pelvis is not in position. It's not staying neutral. Set your glutes, open the hip flexors, ready and crunch. Big long line of flexion. Create that mental imagery of the fact that like maybe you're pulling against bands either side. Second side is always a little tougher. Push into the tough. Find the heat. Building these little muscles, foundation muscles, accessory muscles, along with the core. And then that lateral extension. Flex the toe. If you're like me, that leg feels very heavy right now. So my body's going to want to cheat, figure out how to lift. But I need to keep toes flexed, pointed down, focus on that abductor. 7 seconds still to go. Come on, leg. Nice job. All right, hinge back, give yourself that little stretch. Oh, shift hips to left and right. Okay, we have our banana that we're going to pull up into a boat. So if either direction doesn't work for you, just skip it. So you have your banana, and then we're going to pull into a boat. And then we're going to drop into our banana, and then pull into our boat. It's a banana boat. There we go. What are we focused on? Of course, that core. Slow movement, so it's not an in and out. Push that low back onto the ground. Scoop the belly. Scoop, scoop. Train that core. You've got to keep it going. And time. Okay, get that ball if you have it. If you don't have the ball, just keep your toes on the ground. Totally fine. We're going to plank on our hands, put the toes on the ball, and then you're going to tap off and on. All right, so you have to keep your shoulders up over the wrists. Otherwise, you're going to lose the ball. All right, so if you find that you slip, your toes slip in a plank or in a mountain climber or something, it's because your shoulders are shifted back. We need to keep those shoulders all the way forward. Big spread open fingertips. You can also hit your elbows here if it's too much on your wrists. If you need to lie on your back, then you can go back into your dead bug. Tighten the core. Flex under with those glutes. So that tailbone tuck is what's keeping the pelvis neutral and the low back safe. Come on. Time. All right, one more for the set. We're going to do our crunch and ball toss. If you don't have a ball, you can use a weight, just don't throw it. Or just do regular full sit-ups. Push, low back into the ground, crunch in, and then throw that ball up. Always holding flexion through the core. Even as you release the ball, keep that torso flexed together. Find that vacuum. Full crunch. Try not to use momentum. Time. All right. Quick butterfly stretch. Check in with those hip flexors. And then we're back into our bird dog. In 5. Make sure you have your set. Extend and contract. In fact, every time you extend, you can take a second to rock that hip under. We're here for a minute, so we have the time. Get it done right. We're not rushing. Flex and tuck. Whatever imagery helps you. Sometimes I imagine someone's trying to knock me over, push me to the side. So I'm trying to root more through my hand and knee. 6 seconds. Time. Whew. Feeling not super high intensity. Still building the sweat though because of all that contraction. If you're contracting enough, getting into the core, ready and go. You're gonna sweat, gonna burn. So you figure out how to flex in, build more heat. Remember, it's up to you. Push your edge. You can feel in your low back whether or not you have that squared off pelvis. At least I can feel a little more in the core when it's in place. Keep it going. 6 seconds. Time. All right, plank is next. Hopefully your shoulders need a little break too. You're dialing them in, flexing under the back. All right, let's get ready. 3, 2, and go. Build traction. So check in, the crown of the head reaches away. Pull the back of the head up. Make sure your shoulder heads are up in front of your elbow crease. Tighten up under your armpits. Flex your obliques wide. So it's like you're trying to flare the sides of your stomach as you pull the front of the belly and the low back toward one another. Tuck and flex through the glutes. Wrap around your thighs. So act like you're trying to corkscrew flex your kneecaps. Pull up towards your hips. And then your heels press back. Then go back to the core, the trunk and torso. And we're there. Whew. All right, flip it over. We have our boat. Lie on your back, hug those knees. Give yourself a little stretch through the low back. Tuck your chin. And then when we hear the timer, we'll float up. If you need to hold behind your legs, that's fine. In fact, it may even allow you to grip a little more through the core to open your boat a little. We're going for maximum flexion, so find your edge. You can be whatever kind of a boat you want, a little rowboat, paddle boat. We have those on our little ponds in Kansas. It can be a big yacht, all showy, uppity, or somewhere in between. Come on, stay flexed. Build that torso, flexion through the core, and time. Oh, reach your arms nice and long overhead. Reach your legs away from you. Oh, it feels nice. All right, bring it up. We're going to start on our second side for our planks. If you can and would like to, go into your full plank, and we're going to do our crunch. Knee and elbow, draw together. Lots of flexions going on. You have to flex to get that moving side. And then, of course, all the flexions to hold support. 3 seconds. And then we're going to do our leg extension. Tighten through the front of the belly. My hip wants to sink backwards. I try to keep it stacked, rolled forward. That's better. Ooh. And time. Oh. All right, enjoy your little break. All right, get yourself set. We're going to do our crunch first and go. You got it. Your mental connections make a big difference. Either finding your drive and push an extra level or connecting to the right muscle groups, muscles. Help you check in with compensations. All right, now you're going to do that extension. Just that lateral leg lift. "14 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, that's my number. Okay, lie on your back. Let your legs rotate left and right. And we're going back into our glute bridges. All right, get set. Heels should be just under your knees. Knees should be kind of flexing toward one another without touching. When you get that one leg lifted, make sure you're not squeezing your legs together or touching them. That would be cheating. 30 seconds down. Get that Charlie horse. Keep scanning the body. You need your core. Definitely tougher this round. That's good. That means we're working, fatiguing the body. It's what we came for. 3, 2, and 1. Keep both legs set if you can. Otherwise, if you need to pull your knees into the chest, that's fine too. Grip into the glutes here. Depending on how long you've been working, how much you've been developing the glutes and lift, it can start to become easy. You have to find your flexions. We can add on time, we can add on weight, but ultimately, the biggest winner is your ability to add into your own self-flexions. 30 seconds down, 30 to go. Come on. This is way more doable than that single leg wall sit, so keep pushing, keep pushing. Lock into that core. Time. Whew. Lower those hips. Hug your knees in. Make those little circles. We have 3 to go. Banana and boat is next. Extend everything and then tuck in. Only lower your legs so far as you can keep the low back on the ground. Slow, slow, slow. Tuck and contract. Try not to throw your arms to get you up, but use the core. Four seconds. Time. Okay. Back to your plank walks. Get your plank set up. Make sure the shoulders are nice and forward over those wrists. And then walk off and on. Or out and in. Hug the elbows back toward your toes. Keep flexion through the glutes. 17 seconds to go. Hold that flexion. Tuck your tailbone under. Time. All right. We're going to do our sit-up, ball toss, and then we're there. 3, 2, and go. Getting that ball very high gets tough. We got it. Come on. Stick in. Hold on. Use that core. Push your finish line. So close. Time. Good work. All right. Extend everything long. Just extend and then relax. And then we're going to take our little breath. So breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. And hold for 4. I'm going to do it again without talking because I screwed myself up. Breathe in. And then just let yourself regulate. All right, bring your right leg up. Grab the inside of your calf with your left hand and then rotate over. Oh, stretch through the back, the IT band. If you notice, it's hard to hold the breath after you've exhaled completely. So you can really work to help develop that. It's just like working our muscles, the core, and building there. Okay, come in. Quick little figure 4. Hug in 3, 2, and 1. Now extend your right leg long. Inside of the left calf, grab with your right hand. Put your left hand out and then drop that left leg over. Try to put the left palm on the ground, keeping the left shoulder on the ground. And then try your box breath again. Roll in, get your figure 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, fantastic job, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed that solid core today, and you're going to enjoy using it tomorrow when we hit up those heavy legs. So have a great rest of your day.